Sean Hannity Morning Minute. Give a shout out to the New York Times and their editors slamming the White House for whining about the press. They want to be covered by Pravda. He can't keep up the rigors of running for president. You know, it's one of the reasons Joe Biden is no longer can go up the big boy stairs on Air Force One. So they put him on the little boy stairs with Secret Service agents following him up the stairs in case he falls flat on his face on the little boy stairs. That's why now they won't let him walk to Marine One because he looks so old and frail. It looks like he's about to fall over. I mean, it's pretty unbelievable. But you're going to tell us, quality over quantity? So then it's short speeches. I was going to say, okay, bye. See you later. Coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's the Sean Hannity Show. Joe Biden wants you taxed to the brim, under the thumb of the IRS, and controlled with a digital dollar. That's why thousands of hardworking, patriotic Americans are opting out by diversifying their savings from precious metals like gold and silver. And guess what? Sean Hannity is doing the same. He's been purchasing precious metals like gold and silver from the top-rated company, Goldco is a 7-time Inc. 5000 #1 rated gold mine. They can make for over 5,000 5-star reviews. And they've placed over $2 billion in precious metal sales for people just like you. Right now, they're offering up to $10,000 in gold and silver while supplies last. That's right, up to $10,000 in gold and silver, but only while supplies last. So if you're looking to diversify your savings, call Gold at 855-815-GOLD to learn how you can get started today. Tell them Hannity sent you and see if you qualify for up to $10,000 in gold and silver. Call Gold 855-815-GOLD. That's 855-815-GOLD. These folks for award-winning inputs on 98.7 WOKV-FM on Silver Street, Birmingham.
Good morning. It is 10 o'clock. Temperatures at 72 degrees. We have partly sunny skies in Knoxville. I'm Robin Jockey for News Talk 98.7 WOKI. One lane of Interstate 40 East in Roane County has reopened following an early morning overturned truck which had that interstate closed for hours. It's near 342 in Rockwood. Traffic was being diverted at exit 338. At right lane has reopened. Traffic not as backed up as it was just 30 minutes ago, but still backing up a mile or two in that area, so please use caution. 2 radar-confirmed tornadoes reported in Middle Tennessee, according to the Nashville Weather Service. What is likely to be classified as a weak tornado touched down in Lebanon and Wilson County yesterday afternoon, and a possible tornado also struck a Smithville home in DeKalb County. And parts of Oklahoma waking up to a catastrophic tornado damage again this morning with 1 death, several injuries reported. A large tornado struck the small Oklahoma towns of Portlandsville and Barnsdall. This man paid attention in Humberville, which is the tornadoes left homes down the house and closed to gas leaks along the buildings damaged a nursing home in Barnsdall. The National Weather Service says the intense supercell moved across the central U.S., producing giant hail, gusting winds up to 70 miles an hour, and tornadoes, at least 7 of them, recorded in northern Oklahoma. Marlon Roberts, Fox News. Emergency crews have been searching through homes and the debris for victims. And after a month-long investigation, a Knoxville man is indicted on murder charges in connection to a deadly East Knoxville shooting.
That should do the trick.
Knoxville Police Department officials announcing that 33-year-old Thomas Solomon has been indicted by a Knox County grand jury for second-degree murder, among other charges, in connection to the murder of 47-year-old Trista Denton in October 2023. Denton was identified as the victim of the deadly shooting at Van Hur Avenue and Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue on October 9th, 2023. Solomon is scheduled to appear in court of May 24. Robin Treppers, News Talk 97, WOKI. Day of our contract also discussed during the budget proposal for the upcoming fiscal year in Knox County. Mayor Glenn Jacobs unveiled his $1.1 billion budget yesterday, which includes money for raises for teachers and the Sheriff's Department. But some asked about AMR, the county's ambulance with water, after they failed to respond. Last year, Jacobs said the new contract for AMR is included in the new budget and says things are going better with them.
AMR is already increasing revenue, and no indication shows Knox County is not approved.
resumes in New York City, speaking to reporters before entering the Manhattan courtroom. Well, the Yarbrough show up next.
Spring weather is TV show. It's tough, but spring weather, like your
Tornadoes and flooding rainfall.
now more than ever, you need to know what's happening. Latest forecast. News Call 97 WOKI. Ladies and gentlemen, and culture. It's officially came in. You know what happened this morning? This morning. That was early on the start of the day. That's not a good way to start the day. It just gets you in that foul mood right out of the gate. I got that this morning. Don't think it was deserved either. He did. Jarvis canceled today. Houston 987 by Eric Glasgow. Good morning, sir. It's good morning to you. Then it's Joffy, a slight roll of the upper there. Good morning to you as well. That this morning is how you do. Why did you get home? Well, see, what happened was. Oh, great stories. Start with. See, what happened was. I always said, if I ever win the lottery, I'm going to start a TV show, and it's going to be called See What Happened Was. And it's going to be folks telling just goofy stories, and that's how you have to start. See, what happened was, you know, sitting at a traffic light, somewhat early this morning, 7-ish. And it's at an intersection where there's not much traffic, and I mean, the second the
man,
light,
that's beautiful.
Lincoln's already moved that stuff out in the green room. Well, he moved most of it.
Live radio.
Well, don't forget to go out there and look in the green room, because there's a lot of other stuff out there that we want to include. What you're hearing live and in real time, folks, is show prep for tonight's Off the Record show. With those and Hal and stuff. What's the name of the segment? What do we find in the studio? Dude, don't be giving out our secrets. Come on, I got no secrets. No, but you cannot give a play-by-play of what you're witnessing right now. I almost did not even get tickets to this thing. I'm not part of the show. I had to beg for tickets. Well, you keep blowing the secrets, you're going to be moving. Yeah, go check the green room as well.
Bob said, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired from Bob Yarbrough.
That's show prep, and that's all we need to say, so zip it. So, okay, now see what happened. See what happened was I was at this intersection, 7-ish. It wasn't even a busy intersection, but it was like a drag racing strip apparently, because, you know, at the drag racing strip, the lights go red, yellow, green. You gotta get out the gate, man. Yes. At the light turned green, and I had just glanced off to the side for a moment. This light turned green no more than a second.
You know what? Don't go with the light turns green. I'll wait a few seconds to make sure some jackwagon not run all along.
You know, the jackwagon was out and about this morning, and he was behind the yard. And there's just something, and yeah, I'm guilty of honking my horn, and it's not for excuses, man, and maybe this is the lesson learned. There's just something about having the horn honked at you for what you don't think is a legit reason. It just turned green, chill.
My sweet mother had a stubborn streak. Someone did that to her like once near our house. Keep that through the entire light. She told me that actually my cousin was with her. I think
she got there at a green traffic light, refusing to move.
Yeah. I said, Mom, please don't do that. You're going to get shot.
What? How long ago was this?
Well, she passed away in 2000.
You know, it's insulting being lumped in with the rest of the 1%.
A couple years before death.
Sitting in traffic light.
I don't know if they picked my cousin up. My cousin had like a procedure or something. That's the only reason she would have been driving, because again, rest her soul, not even driving.
That's so she did it because
my mom.
she was proving a point.
Yep.
I salute her.
I salute her, but I'm surprised she didn't get shot.
See, you got all these videos that are circulating these days. People just lose their minds in traffic situations like you just described, and you know, come on.
Well, they forget people. They forget that literally people are in the cars.
Real people. That's yeah. Not on the other side of a computer screen. Right there in your vicinity.
See, people believe that they are encapsulated in this metal protection, of their vehicle.
Hey, it's not bulletproof. It's not the president's fault.
And they believe that they can honk, yell, give hand gestures and everything from the safety of their cameras.
You mean wave it high?
And so, yeah, and it just doesn't work out nowadays for a lot of folks. I witnessed something today that I've never seen before. And that I got stuck in traffic over on Aqua Highway.
What?
And it was at the
Wait a second. Hold on. What
Never heard of that before.
What happened there to cause a traffic? Well, I think they completed most of the doggone.
There's the word. That's the keyword. That's the keyword, folks. When Eric starts using doggone, he is getting frustrated.
Still like football, always.
That didn't have anything to do with me. I witnessed this happen. And so there was a car that was not, that they were obviously distracted. Doing something in their car, maybe possibly using the phone, playing the stereo or whatever. Well, they weren't inching up as the traffic was inching up, right? They had a gap. They left a gap. The guy that was two cars in front of me. So the guy that was directly in front of me was honking at the car in front of him, like, move on. But the thing is, like, the reality is, you can see the next vehicle in front of them, So anyway, this kept happening. Well, I'm looking down, at my phone. I think I was texting you and Landon. And so I look up again and I hear the guy whips out of traffic and goes around and pulls in from the honker. The honker just whips around and pulls in front of him now.
Wait, what you're saying is the honker pulled in front of the honky.
Wait, I mean, that doesn't sound right. The honker doesn't.
That was being honked at. Maybe it's the better way.
Yes. I mean, just whips out of traffic and pulls back in. I was like, man, you get whipped doing that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, when you get a big honk, it's like, come on, I gotta do better at this too, man. I'll honk the horn. I feel like it's legit. It's not always legit, probably.
Yeah, but there's just generates like and a.
And then you pull around them and get in.
Yeah. So he's trapped by traffic. So if there was gunplay involved, it's like, where's the gun?
I got a life hack for you, man, because you got caught up in that traffic. Use a navigational app, no matter where you're going in this area these days.
Yeah, what you can recommend.
I look at their favorites. I use Waze primarily.
Waze.
Yeah. W-A-Z-E. W-A-Z-E. Waze. Radio. I wonder if that really is a radio.
It's a good way.
I gotta look that up. But yeah, I plug it in. I know the directions to where I'm going.
Yeah.
But I use it because traffic's
where you're
become
going.
such a nightmare around
Up
here.
Route 104.
And I listen to our buddy T. Michaels as well. But in those moments where I need to know, like pulling out of the driveway, okay, what's the best way to go? It will tell me. It will take me. And
Let me just say, these huge caveats, okay?
I just say, don't. Right, that might be the worst suggestion I've heard anybody make.
Dare you, man. Dare you, man.
We can deliver food. Why can't they deliver us?
You know, this dude used a truck. Whoa, that's a snap, crackle, broke his freaking leg. I don't need this anymore. We don't need this anymore. Don't use the drone to check traffic. Imagine if everybody had a drone checking.
Your bleed about the movie was hilarious.
People would be sitting there but no, and for instance, there's a particular way I like to go to get on the interstate because the on-ramp is just easy. Now, it's only about a minute longer than the way that traffic apps try to take me each morning, but I avoid a lot of headaches, and I'm willing to sacrifice that extra mile or whatever it is. But one day, this app kept saying, turn around, turn around, turn around. And I went, normally it just finally accepts the fact
Many
that
people
I'm gonna
face
go this
car
way.
deaths while they're on the road, playing with their drone, driving down the road, not paying
Yeah,
attention.
that would be an okay, fine, whatever. Goes when I try. And then, yeah, then when you stop in traffic, it should fire back up and go, see, told you so. That would be an awesome app. But anyway, I checked the app and kind of zoomed out on it, and the way I was trying to go was backed up because of an accident on the interstate. So just plug that app in and follow it. Trust it, man. Trust it.
Way they consider face dead, playing with the radio and looking at their cell phone down the road while not paying attention to the road. One way to face death in a car accident.
Instruction, yeah. That stuff. It's handling ways to tell me where the police are. I still use a radar. Yeah. Hasn't gone off really long.
No fucking way.
So, I guess I've just been fortunate enough to be in the area where law enforcement's running radar, I guess. Stuff that I'm not even forgetting about radar. Yeah, the Velcro on the dashboard. Yeah. And then, you see a cop and it's depending on the state you live in. Well, that's old school right there. Beep, 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 beep. What's coming up on the show today, Bob? Big question. Thanks for asking. I shall tell you. I got Southern Skies Whiskey and Music Festival tickets. Yes, I'm all in. Would you like that? What's that about?
And one way, other way to face death, driving down the road, being a drunk driver with too much alcohol in your system.
We talked about this yesterday. The Unfrosted movie from Seinfeld. Okay. But the cool thing about what Jerry Seinfeld did leading up to the movie's release, he did a lot of appearances. It's having some weird serious Seinfeld has become just a one-day he has. Yeah, and you see Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah, I'm thinking, that's down. Maybe there's somebody out there that, Sweetie, who's Seinfeld? Gerald B. Seinfeld. But he did a lot of appearances, man. He appeared on podcasts. He was on Saturday Night Live. He's just done a lot of things, and he would answer just about any question they threw at him. And regardless, it was about this new movie. So, anyway, I got his take on why he got married so late in life. That's pretty good take, pretty good advice. I think most of us can relate to this. That's going to be waiting on the next 16-year-old. That's no, I don't think his eventual wife was. I think he did date somebody that was much younger than him, but I don't think she was, of the illegal age.
Maybe you wasn't on the Epstein list.
That's quite mistaken. I hope that when the lawsuit is filed, it only specifically mentions Eric Glasgow from the IRS studies here. So anyway, that's Audio Brunch coming up. Christy Nome, this book of hers, man. The whole dog story thing's out there, and that's been covered ad nauseum the past couple of weeks. And that's there's something else that was in this book. It's in this. And Steve Dowling, we'll play her reaction to the latest thing from this book. Like their life and read the book Yeah, I get it. Yes, and most of us have, but the method that she is very different from the method that she chose. Now, having said that, I get it. Growing up in the country, back in the day, things just don't serve injury.
She didn't do like the Chinese people, eat the dog and eat its guts, did she?
See, that's just one part of this. Do you have to put in this, or was in this book. They removed it. And she reacts to it last night. So I'll write that book for you.
It took these people an awful long time to read that book. For them to find the dog and then nail this many weeks later.
Well, the book just came out a couple of weeks ago. And this was one of the first, the dog thing was one of the first things in there. And the second thing isn't in the book anymore. But they sent out these...
All right, look, so the internet is a huge and terrible place that I still don't understand. But the bottom line is, we got some trolls out there banding together to fuck with the stock prices. I seen some creepy-ass, nasty stuff on their message boards, and they got the whole fucking army out there dumping and pumping their shit wherever they like. They've been rigging prices all over the market, cashing out and fucking everybody else in the process,
Ain't that illegal?
including a bunch of our clients. And right now, they targeting a stock pick that we all should be worried about. It's a tall ass, but man, I need you to get rid of as many of the ringleaders of these basement-dwelling crooks as you can before they crash the fucking stock. And look, if you do right, a lot of very rich people gonna be very grateful to us, and we gonna get paid.
Theater with us at 7 o'clock, and I know those of you who are not going to be there are probably saying, "Thank goodness, this show is about to happen. I'm sick of hearing about it." And I get it, man. We love this show. Bragg Weight Loss and Wellness, Amish Elegance, Standard Kitchen and Bath, Diversified Enclosures and Screen, New Balance of Knoxville, First Wash, and Senior Financial Group. Thank you so much for sponsoring tonight's Off the Record at the BSU Theater. I got good news up next on your work. With a few showers and storms popping up on this feature, it is customized.
He is ready to cool you down before the Dow days of summer.
We got good last episode.
Well, it's on the record day. We'll be preparing at the historic BSU Theater. In the meantime, my friend Clark will be in the chair. They'll have an exciting show for you.
Guy that wrote Liz McGuire, Veronica Mars, and Matchbox 20, Bob Thomas.
Please talk 98.7 WOKO.
We got good news here. A lot of text messages I cannot wait to get to as well. But first, let's knock out a few good news stories on a little Tell Me Something Good. Security and technology, and God we trust, all others we monitor. His security has been on 986-656-8225. Pretty interesting story. The man in the purple shorts only wanted to step outside for a quiet moment of prayer while he was waiting for his coffee, so he did. Otherwise, this act of kindness would have never happened. This happened in Baton Rouge, in a small town, when Matt Spice woke up to the fire alarm outside of his condo complex. So he threw on whatever clothes he had lying around, ran outside, and once outside, he found it was just a false alarm. But there he was. He had been awakened in the middle of the night. He threw on some just, his comfy clothes, and he went outside. And while he was out there, he decided to make the most of the situation, regardless of his unkempt appearance. So he went to get a coffee and start his day. Matt placed his coffee order, then he went outside for morning prayer, and he stepped aside to the corner of the outdoor sitting area so he could have some privacy. And that's when 9-year-old Kevin Ellis. Matt describes the encounter like this. He says, I started to slowly open my eyes, and there's this kid coming at me. I've got my hat. He's wearing gray sweats. What is the fifth though? Well, the fifth was holding a dollar bill. And Kevin said to Matt, if you're homeless, here's a dollar. Not only is Matt not homeless, but he's developed several outdoor brands that have been sold in deals worth upwards of $100 million. Young Kevin, though, on the other hand, only possessed that dollar, which he received from his father for his good grades. Again, Kevin's 9 years old. Matt says he has not felt faith in humanity that strong of a degree in a very long time, and as a reward, he took Kevin for a snack at the coffee house, then surprised him with a shopping spree in a sporting goods store. A lot of merit to this story. I think Matt for his generosity, Kevin for his kindness, and let's don't forget the boy's father for teaching him all these great values. I'm going to fast Manchester restaurant or something similar opens a new location, they'll give away free food for those who are first in line. And many times folks will start lining up a day, two in advance, whatever it might be. And that's where this story is. This is in Manchester. A man camped out for 17 hours to be among the first in line at the grand opening of the first ever Popeyes restaurant in the Manchester area. First in line, free chicken sandwiches for the next year. What'd you do then?
No one followed you, right?
Yeah. Got to be more than a Popeyes chicken sandwich. Free for the next year. Light ice at every visit. Okay, it's sensible. You demand that, whether you wait in line or not. But for this unnamed hero, he doesn't want his name out there right now. The excitement wasn't just about being among the first to taste the famous Popeyes chicken sandwiches. It was about something far more meaningful. He says it's not the wait. He treated this like as if he won the lottery. He didn't want nobody to know his name. He didn't want to beg him for his chicken. He's doing an act of kindness, and he wanted to stay rather humble because of it, I guess. He says it's not just because of the free food, but apart from eating Popeyes here and there, I can help feed some of the local homeless community with it. So he's going to enjoy a sandwich from time to time, but then he's also going to hand it over to those who are living on the streets of Manchester. He says, I knew I was going to win this. I'm not here to play any games. They told me I've broken a record for the longest wait, 17 hours. I've actually had a full 8 hours sleep. I've been working from here, and I'm just living the dream, really. Now he plans to give some of that free food to those who might need it. For many people, finding a suitable romantic match can be quite the challenge. Social media, dating apps, and my word might not work. You never know, right? Natalie, a beta Marco, 25-year-old content creator from New York, decided to change things up for a friend of hers, a single friend of hers. Well, it's one of Natalie's girlfriends. So Natalie Spring made this video that viral on TikTok, 1.5 million views, and she shows how she tried helping out her friend to get a date using pretty much business cards. So she had about 500 of these business cards printed up with her friend's picture on them, and a QR code that would link you to the friend's social media accounts and a short biography about them. Now, I gotta think the friend signed off on this. I mean, I can't imagine she just did this on her own. Maybe the friend signed. Pretty sure she did. So Natalie and her friends started passing out these cards to eligible men while they were out and about in the city. She says, this is a gift for my friend. We're trying to find her a date. Parading around New York City, handing out these cards to people they thought were cute. It's like the cards they pass out in Vegas. Find them on the concrete sidewalk. Natalie says they were a great icebreaker, although so far they've not led to any formal dates. Natalie says, hey, if I were single, I'd use the business card idea for myself. And I think this can go either really well or really poor. Yeah, you know, you want to get killed, have your hands put in the fridge. That's one way. That's one way to do it. Yeah, you might meet the man of your dreams. Let's be optimistic about this. You might have your hands in the fridge at some point. That's
Some creepy guy from a dating game show that might be a serial killer.
You pass out one of these cards and nobody responds. Poor dudes, man. Out of 500, that's going to be something. Yeah. There's going to be a response. You want somebody to eat your liver? It's your fava beans. Yeah. That's how it happens. Hey, gang, there's your good news brought to you by His Security and Technology. In God we trust. All others will monitor. HisSecurity.com online. Back in a moment.
Your Pickett with News Talk 98.7. Listen weekdays for the national.
You get their suggestions, their advice, and it's rails and
Choose Pressure Move It. And it's transforming lives with innovative treatments that deliver lasting results. We're talking natural biologics, using your body's own power to repair and restore damaged tissue.
QC Kinetics is under the leadership of National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkupp. Dr. Scheinkupp is a pioneer in the field, 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, teaching, publishing. He wants to get you moving with a needle, not a knife. Call for a free consultation, 865-238-4799. 865-238-4799 for QC Kinetics. Your access to essential news. News Talk 98.7.
See, I was right. Seinfeld's girlfriend back in several years ago wasn't 16 years old, Eric. Told you. Go. She was 17. Okay. I knew she was young. I just couldn't remember. Yeah, Seinfeld was, what, was he 38?
Here's Mo. How you doing?
And his girlfriend was 17. By the way, this song, man, I mean, folks will just belt it out word for word, but if you listen to the lyrics, I mean, I know what.
Can you spare any money,
Well,
friend?
the message I take from it, she's just 16 years old. They said, well, oh goodness, I can't think of who sings this. This is, I mean, it was Benny somebody. I can't think of the dude's last name. Yeah, Benny. He claims that it was a song about this girl he knew a long time ago whose parents really didn't care for her and just had a tough life. And the whole song is this attempted being listen to those lyrics, man. It's I don't know how true that is. You ever listen and watch the video for Tonight's the Night by Rod Stewart? Yeah, that's cringe. It's cringe. That's back when nobody cared, man. You could make any video. Date a 17-year-old. Date a 17-year-old. And it was like, hey, cool. Go for it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like illegal. It's always been illegal. Yeah, that's
What's
like
up, boss?
messing with some jail time there. Jason says, Bobby, don't be in a foul mood. It's a
They might
beautiful
go
day.
until
The good
vacation.
news
We'll
is
go on a
my wife,
vegetarian
daughter,
fruit
the
water
daughter's
diet.
friend are going to be off the record tonight. Oh, yeah. Look forward to seeing you there, Jason. I'm not in a foul mood. I got honked at this morning. No big deal. I got over it. Mike says, I relish honking at idiots that are on their phones in the left turn lane.
Oh, great. It's not a truck fix.
For about 10 seconds.
And they got it fixed and it messed up again.
I'm telling you, man, this light, what is
Yeah,
it
because
in
I
the left
mentioned
turn
humming
lane? This
sound.
light turned green, and a half second after that, the dude's on the horn. And I made an assumption it's a dude. Isn't it?
Yeah, right around on bus.
Robin, do women honk the horn in traffic situations?
If somebody tries to hit me or kind of comes into my lane, I'll beat.
Well, you okay? Nothing to your mother. Well, she didn't do it. She didn't honk the horn. But no, she just, she had the horn honked at her. No, but see, that's a horn honking to prevent an accident.
That's why I was at the road pushing the other one.
And as
That
a
second
show.
truck. And the second truck.
But after a long time, the car in front of me, literally like a minute goes by, and the light's green, and I can see them messing with something. I'll just do a quick one. I don't lay on it. I'll do a quick one. Okay, go.
You didn't have to put that in there. I know you. You are one of the sweetest people on earth, and I knew your horn honking would have been as gentle as me.
Oh, my horn's wimpy. I need a new horn.
Yeah, I know.
I need to try a wimpy horn.
You're kind of like Roadrunner horn.
What's good?
Anyway, Sam says, I lived in Boston a short while. They're
There's a guy that's ready to be a document. He down with me at the, down there with the, I go start operating on the bike down there after they take him out.
There was a little rocker switch mounted to the dash.
The one's down at some more.
Tweeted at him, he hit that switch.
No, I don't want that job. Somebody else can do that.
Bouncing up late in my home yesterday, yelled out the window that it was 100%.
So you have to watch the hands all the time there.
He said, I just worked 12 hours on my way home. Speed limit was 50. This car doing about 35, tapping the brakes. There was what looked like a cop.
Mom, you don't remember it.
Past the idiot. He slams the brakes almost to a stop. No signal. Slowly turns onto another one.
What about now?
And I laid up the horn. Yeah, but nice. That's what it had.
Mom,
Guy's window was
radio.
so I know he heard it. Andy says,
And that's why I was moving back a little bit from it. It's going through my computer, that's why.
Wisconsin plates.
Good.
And we can't make it on the West Coast. Ohio, you can't. It just turns out it wasn't a cop after all.
Oh, you gonna watch that new
This is more of a dude
Seinfeld movie on Netflix?
to save, somebody from having an accident or trying to get their attention, but just as
You're
a
back.
way to go.
You gonna watch the new Seinfeld movie on Netflix?
I'm not saying women don't do it, but I think it's way more of a woman.
It's just a movie.
Dude thing than a woman.
Yeah, it's about the Pop Tart.
I don't know, man. I thought my wife would
They said it didn't do that great.
But see, again, it's not across your
Don't let it
wife, as
distract
we're
you.
learning, won't put up with stuff. Yeah. So I can see it.
What about now? Can you hear me now?
I've said too much already. Your hands are going to be in the freezer for this shirt.
What about now? Can you hear me?
Kind of a piece of good news that Ann will remind us of it. This is the weekend, folks, for Postal Service to pick up food for the hungry on Saturday. They do this the 2nd May of the year. And I know a lot of post offices
You on
will be
speakerphone?
doing this. I don't know that it's every one of them. So
Oh.
check with your local post office.
Well, John from
See
back.
if you're going to be doing the same day, and then you leave food donations in your mailbox and say, do they pick up?
That's bad in Johnsonville. That's bad in Johnsonville.
Sometimes they think they do, but they used to live in bad. They did. Sometimes, yeah. Get the beer, but then good gosh, and they're running.
Oh, so Johnson's not there with me anymore?
This is the Saturday for it. If your local PO
Hi,
is
boss.
taking part,
Okay.
brunch, Jerry Seinfeld and
Eyes
Charlie
on main
Smalls,
entrance.
horns when we get back here on Yarborough.
We have a few showers and storms popping up.
That's where I might put a pacemaker in his heart.
With your high of 85, it helps create a couple of pop-ups throughout our area, a little more scattered in the evening, as we have those gusts around 25 miles per hour. Rush and scatter.
Oh, so you don't know if they might skip it or not.
From the VLT Bristol Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Heather Haley.
You were listening to Yarborough from the Broken Financial Studio on News Talk 98.7 WOKI. It gets to work in the morning, listen all day.
Oh, again.
News Talk 98.7 WOKI.
If you're concerned about the state of the economy or your taxes, we'd love to help you. Hi, I'm Mark Pankratz, former UT Met House, and you want to sell a house? And you want your project purchased? Interest rate? Instead.
On Ready Hour 4-week emergency food kits. You're not ready if it's not Ready Hour food.
You want to draft
And
that
by
in there?
Patriot Supply. You can also get solar power generators, water filtration units, heirloom seeds, and survival gear. Order by 3 p.m. and your unmarked boxes ship the same day. Shop MyPatriotSupply.com today. MyPatriotSupply.com.
We've got new color on News Talk 98.7 WOKI.
Stay away from my window. Stay away from my back door. Disconnect the telephone line. Relax, baby. Draw that line. Get out your shoes and spit right there.
One of my favorite accounts
Loosen up.
on TikTok. It's not just an account, it's the type of videos or these parents who are like, song I used to jam to back in the 80s, playing for my kids today, realize what it was all about. There's a lot of those songs you start listening to today, and you're like, wait a second. Why am I just now walk this way from Aerosmith? That one from Rod Stewart, Benny Mardones. I got folks texting me in. What about Winger, 17, talking about Jerry Seinfeld's old girlfriend. He was 38, she was 17. Seinfeld's audio brunch here in just a moment. Charlie, good morning, sir. What's up?
Yeah, I had a story about a time that I honked the horn and almost scared the dickens out of me. I was in Memphis, and there's a I-40 turns into Sam Cooper Boulevard, and it's 3 lanes, and the center lane is like a left turn lane also. And there's this guy on a motorcycle, and he's zipping in and out of traffic, and coming up next to him, and he zips out in front of me, and I tap my horn at him, right? And just went along, keep driving, and see him again, and he's doing about the same thing where he's pulling up in the middle lane, and there's traffic that's turning left. So I just slightly tap my horn to warn him I'm coming, I'm coming. And then I pull up to it's a double left turn at a red light, and this guy's in a green street bike with the whole jumpsuit and everything, and he pulls up next to me on the turn lane, unzips his jacket, and pulls out one of the biggest pistols I've ever seen in my life. It was like the Joker, like the barrel just kept going, and like a huge chromed out pistol, and he points it straight at me, and I look in I'm like, whoa, I'm holding my hands up, and I look in my rearview mirror, and there's a guy videotaping it with his phone. And I'm like, I'm freaking out. And I just sat through the whole red light. I let that guy take off and go. And I literally sat at the red light, did not move. And the guy behind me was just laughing so hard and thought it was the funniest thing in the world.
You didn't know any of these people around you?
No, I did not. I was in a work truck, and I was just, the guy was driving like an idiot. I didn't stand a curse.
Hey, you taking care of one of our guests? Okay, little background info. Number 1, this is a senator's son. Number 2, he's supposed to be in rehab with all the other fucking senator's sons. Get him back to the center before the paps see you, and we just made a political ally.
Especially in Memphis. That's a lot going on. There's a lot to unpack with that story. That being the number 1 theme, perhaps. Listen, I got a lot of response from folks regarding, okay, who honks the horn more, men or women? Some women are stepping up saying, hey, dude, I'm on board with that. I'll get to those text messages after the top of the hour. A few other things that you guys have been sending in. Jerry Seinfeld's movie about the creation of the dropped on Netflix last Friday. I think it's okay, mediocre, and I'm probably being kind because I'm a Seinfeld fan. Anyway, Seinfeld, Anyway, he made the run in a big way, promoting the film, appeared on numerous podcasts, radio shows, TV interviews, on and on and on. And the cool thing is, he just didn't talk about the Unfrosted movie. He answered really just about any question that he was asked. Here he is on the In Depth with Brown Bessinger, talking about marriage and why Seinfeld didn't get married until much later in life.
Well, I was 45. I was a very successful comedian. A comedian is an in-one act. You think, I don't need anyone. That's what a comedian thinks. This is not a good partner. Someone that doesn't think they need anyone. It's not a good partner. This is why most comedians either fail at marriage or don't even try it. Jim Gaffigan said to me, every time he hears a comedian getting married, he goes, why? Why would he do that? It's really not for us.
Why do you think the relationship works?
We're both extremely cranky and understanding of each other's crankiness and appreciative of crankiness. I don't like people that aren't cranky. I find them kind of boring. I like people that are really on the verge of exploding at all times. Yeah, she's great at that.
See, I think you just described most marriages, right? You've got to understand the crankiness of your significant other and somewhat appreciate it, but certainly know how to handle it. Yes?
Yes.
Thank you, man. So, I don't think it's just a stand-up comic thing. You received the text, but you couldn't know it. Yeah, I think he just described most marriages. Now, the whole getting married later in life thing, maybe that is kind of a stand-up comic thing. They are isolated in what they do and really dedicated most times, the successful ones, to what they do. But yeah, the crankiness thing, yeah, I'm thinking that's something that most of us in relationships have to understand. All right, we'll come back on York Road. Not only I've got some text messages and a few other things we're going to get into, but first, when we get back, your Pick Your Ticket flyaway keyword at 11 whenever we get back from Robin's Newscast. All right, so this is the opportunity for you.
So, I just got off the phone with Parsons Rehabilitation Center. Didn't even realize our guy was missing. Apparently, he hadn't showed up for his 9 o'clock self-loathing session, but that's pretty normal. Man, rehab has changed. Last time I was there, it was all ice baths and freakishly strong German nurses. Anyway, they're expecting you.
They've got a huge list of concerts that are on this concert list. Visit LiveNation.com for more information. Robin's got news. We'll be back on Dark Roast.
At Ingles, we're proud to work with hundreds of local farms and businesses in the communities we call home. Quality, freshness, community, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
You can hear Age Well Tennessee on the 4th Tuesday of each month.
We're at Cadunza.
Slowly that Wrightsville.
We're at Cadunza.
In-house team, plus they've been in business right here in East Tennessee for more than 18 years. Call 865-238-5600. Online at slamdot.com. Slamdot, websites that work.
Rick Terry here with Rick Terry Jewelry Designs. Spring is finally here. With that, there's graduations, Mother's Day, and Father's Day. There's no better way of saying how much you love and appreciate that something special, but with a beautiful piece of jewelry. How often do you hear, parents gave me that for graduation, I got that for Mother's Day or Father's Day? But you'll only hear that piece of jewelry is in good design, well made to last. The Rick Terry Jewelry Designs, that's what we do. We do your jewelry.
Good morning. It is 11 o'clock. Temperatures at 75 degrees. Partly cloudy skies in Knoxville. Robin Jockey for News Talk 98.7 WOKI. We still have that issue on I-40 East. One lane of Interstate I-40 East in Rowe County has reopened. That right lane is reopened, but traffic is still backing up for a few miles in that area due to an overturned truck earlier this morning that had that interstate closed down for hours. Again, Interstate 40 East is reopened in Roane County, but traffic moving slowly. That right lane is reopened. And the Sumner County Sheriff's Office is fact-checking a picture circulating on social media that shows a boy who looks apparently similar to 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers, the teenager with autism reported missing in late February. The TBI Amber Alert is still active for him, and the Sheriff's Office says so far they have nothing credible pointing to any sign of Sebastian, and they cannot validate that photo. Anyone with information is asked to call 1-800-TBI-FIND. An investigation is underway following a North Knoxville house fire. Knoxville Fire Department crews responding around 11:30 to a report of a house fire in the 2000 block of Cedar Lane found smoke coming from the front of the home. KFD officials say crews were met with a very heavy amount of stockpiled items throughout the home, requiring them to cut 2 large openings in the front and side of the structure to better access the fire. Crews also reportedly had to cut a hole in the home's roof to access the attic. KFD says one man lived in the home but was able to get out without injuries. They add that the home did not have working smoke alarms. Robin Travers, News Talk 98.7 WOKI. Ceasefire talks are back on in Egypt after Hamas announced it had agreed to a deal.
The statement took everyone by surprise, and many remain confused. Hamas declaring it would accept a truce drawn up by Egyptian and Qatari negotiators. When the news broke, scenes of joy and relief in Gaza. Israel, though, says the offer far from meets its demands. One Israeli official telling Reuters it all looks like a ruse to make Israel seem like the side refusing a deal. Nevertheless, an Israeli delegation has been dispatched to negotiate. Last week, Hamas was examining an Israeli offer described as extraordinarily generous by the United States. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
A former Tennessee Department of Corrections officer is sentenced to 4 years in prison and 3 years supervised release after using excessive force against an inmate and writing a false report to cover it up. The U.S. Department of Justice says 38-year-old Javian Griffin pled guilty to the offense in October, and according to court documents, he punched the inmate without justification, breaking his jaw, and after the incident, he wrote up a false report to cover up the assault. 13 federal judges are now warning that they will not hire law clerks from Columbia University, saying the school has become an incubator of bigotry. Fox's Madison Allworth has more.
Those 13 federal judges, they wrote a letter to Columbia University on Monday, most of those judges being in Texas, and telling the school that they do not intend to hire law clerks with Columbia on their resume. The group said in the letter to the elite institution that they have, quote, lost confidence in the school over its handling of the student protests, and that any student that chooses to go there starting in the fall of 2024 will not be hired as a clerk, saying that, quote, Columbia has disqualified itself from educating the future leaders of our country, going on to say that, quote, freedom of speech protects protest, not trespass, and certainly not acts or threats of violence or terrorism.
Bad news from Zoo Knoxville. 46-year-old Tonka the elephant is being placed under hospice care. The zoo's veterinary team has recently been managing some chronic conditions that are common in older elephants, and last week they noticed some pain and swelling in his front leg, and after giving him medicine and other treatments, they determined it was best to put him in hospice care and make him as comfortable as possible. Tonka is the largest African bull elephant in the U.S., and Phil Coppel from Zoo Knoxville tells our news partner WBLT more about their decision.
We're always looking at complete life care with these animals, from the moment that they hatch or they're born to the end of their lives. And while the beginning part is a lot of fun, the end part is never any fun. There's no way to make that easier, but we owe it to these animals to always make sure we're doing it the right way with all the resources that we have. And that's the phase we're in right now.
Tonka was originally supposed to go to the elephant sanctuary in Wall in Middle Tennessee to join the other two Zoo Knoxville elephants, but now he can't make that trip. He'll be in the zoo's farm for now, away from the public. And Safety City will reopen later this month. The area is meant to be a smaller Knoxville where families can bring in bicycles and scooters and strollers to safe areas with no cars. You can even check out the Jersey Theater and the Mini Sun Sphere. It teaches kids about safety, and children will need to wear helmets. It's free. Officially open on May 24th. It is 75 degrees, partly cloudy skies in Knoxville. The show continues on. The drop the other station for news and talk TV.
The mixture of sun and clouds as we head throughout for Tuesday afternoon. The temperature back above average as well. Record 85 degrees with building up in warm, especially with the humidity in place. This afternoon. For the WBLT Report Weather Center meteorologist Hector being the interview. Yeah, if you can. Actually, it could be the younger you. First of all, today, you can call 865-4 if we can to be the younger you. Weight loss that happens behind us. And space. Not only will you feel younger, numbers will go down. Those numbers like A1C, numbers like blood pressure, and others, that not only is going to go down. The worst part about this right now, it's a big deal. You'll enjoy that. It's me on you. Yeah, 865-498-30. And today, begin your journey to be the younger you. You can also go to BeTheYoungerYou.com. So join me in turning back the clock. If you can't take the call, now you can text us at 656-8. Ladies and gentlemen, sophisticated. If your ticket fly, pay keyword neighbors and your tickets. 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 Text that word to 95819 right now and you'll qualify for a Get Your Ticket Flyaway News Talk 98.7 Cumulus Media. You got until midnight tonight to text in the keywords and, you know, I'll tell you what the keyword was if you want. You got some morning, you can still text it in. You got till midnight to text over. You just gave it. Maybe missed it for some reason. But I'm just feeling kind of generous right now. So, here's the morning keyword, PLA. Tickets is the little big key. And then Triple H will have another parental surprise. And the Triple H will have another keyword separate again. C-O-M-E-D-Y. Yeah, so there you go. There's an A. That was the ticket fee. Now, you may not be able to text in the comment section. I just really got to text them in. I probably just chatted them all over my notes. So, if you text the words to 95819, each of the words you text in, another entry into the Pick Your Ticket Flyaway contest. You can enter multiple times on the same word, but you can't enter the words. Every shot from ABS. And we're doing it all this week, and then the grand prize winner will be announced on Monday. You get to choose the concerts that you want to attend in the city that you want to attend. It's pretty good. That's the best. That's the best. And the list is huge. That the concerts that you can select. A lot of great big names on there. Kenny Chesney, Lainey Wilson, 38 Special, Cheap Trick. I mean, there are all kinds of folks touring. Oh my gosh. And I can't even begin. Where are you playing? Oh, sure. Yeah, hey, leave that out. Yes. Absolutely have to leave that out. Well, let's see, and how much of that how much of the building is it here? That's a definite. Man, that story about the elephant that St. Louisville last night in the Bay. And just thrilled for those wonderful workers there at St. Louisville. Everybody is associated. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's in Knoxville. I think it's been there.
Well, you know, it started last month inviting Phil from the zoo. He's going to join us once a month for a scheduled segment.
Pretty cool.
And it's going to be the second Friday of each month. Well, that just happens to be this Friday. And so I reached out to Phil last night and said, man, I'm so sorry to hear the news about you. And he goes, yeah, I'm sure it'll be a good discussion on Friday, and that's okay. And I said, let's shine a light on this wonderful wife. But you're right, Robin Forrest. Seriously.
Two partners, and they already went to the sanctuary he was supposed to go. So
Yes.
he's there by himself.
Yeah.
I wish he had a buddy with him.
Yeah, and you know, I
know he had all the zoo people with him.
Well, but I know what you're saying.
Buddy.
Yeah, one of his own. And I don't know, you know, every species seems to have, you know, a way to deal with death, with other members of their family or whatever it might be. And I know elephants are very particular in a lot of ways, so I'll be anxious to hear what Phil has to say about this coming up on Friday. We had a great visit with him last month, and I'm looking forward to him coming in this month. But, you know, when this is going to be one of the topics here, it's going to be interesting. But, man, you know, we have dogs for hopefully 10, 12